2 races in a row. Course sight unseen. No pre-running, no data, no second chances. Just drivers, machines, and terrain built to turn the standings upside down. Pine Gap already shook the field. Now Tillamook waits in the shadows. Wet logs, deep ruts, tight forest trails. One mistake out here can erase an entire season of momentum. Michael Farley enters tonight as the reigning series champion, coming off a strong win at Pine Gap. But the pressure is building. Chournos has stayed consistent, keeping himself firmly in the fight. Jager continues to push forward, looking for the breakthrough run that could change the standings. DriverTech has shown speed all season, including a win at Grand Junction. But Tillamook has a way of forcing mistakes. Every driver in the pro field knows these back-to-back blind races can completely reshape a championship. Some drivers are climbing, some are fading, and survival is starting to matter just as much as outright speed. Because in the Pacific Northwest, the terrain always fights back. Mud, roots, rocks, with visibility disappearing around every corner. This is where momentum changes. This is where physical battles tighten, and where track position is earned. From high-speed dirt, impossible rock features, to technical forest trails. This is the 2026 Rekles Racing Spring Series. Welcome to Tillamook.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rekles Racing Series. Tonight we have Tillamook, and coming out of nowhere, Mr. Dustin Girding comes back, takes the top spot. Waffles, George, still, coming out of retirement. These guys haven't been around for a while, now they're back. Jaxon Kunkel and Mr. APC running up here tonight. And of course, Michael Farley, Twisted Motorsports, and Jager is going to round out the field tonight. And we have a special guest, John Arnold of JB Scale Graphics, is going to help us call the race tonight. We're going to kick these guys
Thanks
off
for having me, buddy.
right now.
Yeah.
Here they go. We're going to push this button. These boys are going to start racing. Heck yeah, I
This is
appreciate
pretty
it.
exciting. You got some. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. You got some of the fastest guys in the field right now racing. It's to see Dustin and B George back. Both Rockmaster guys, but love to race the Ultra 4 stuff. This is going to be a pretty close race.
Heck yeah, it just shows you how the crossover sports work. You know, you got rock guys, you got desert guys. The rock guys seem to always carry a little bit more momentum in this Ultra 4 style racing. Because it is very, very discouraging when, you know, you got a giant rock in front of you and you can't get over it.
Yeah, well, what's amazing about it is actually we have real racers here that are running the Rekles Sim with us. You know, we got Dustin Girding and runs rock bouncing. Waffles just took off the line. He is going to be joining Ultra 4 this year at Davis, Oklahoma, in the stock 4900 class.
Nice. I didn't know Waffles had a car going.
Yeah,
cool.
he just recently bought a Can-Am X3. Looks real good. Nice looking car. He's really excited to get into it. Shocks are at the shot guy right now. So
Heck yeah. I mean, X3's got to be the best entry level car in my opinion. Just because my experience is going from zero experience to my only experience being in an X3, and what that thing did after what I knew it had been through, like it's a pretty cool car.
yeah, we just had Big George run off course. He just took off the line just a little bit ago. He's off course. He's back on course now, so that he's going to lose a little bit of time right there.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough race to follow tonight. I'm going to pop up here and go back and check on our first guy at the line, Dustin Girding.
We got Michael Farley leaving the line here in just a second. He also, rumor is, he'll be joining us in Davis, Oklahoma in Ultra 4 in the youth class in a 4900.
Nice. Well, yeah, a lot of Reckless Racing guys running out there, and
tonight he's sporting his.
I hope it's good practice for him, honestly. Like, I really hope this translates over to where, you know, they can get some seat time in the simulator, beat up the sim cars, and that way they can save their real car later, you know.
Yeah, it's I know I like to use it a lot, and I know like my son races as well, so he uses it quite a bit for practicing. Just, you know, hand-eye coordination mainly.
Yeah, just making decisions at speed is a skill in itself, you know, that not everybody has, you know.
Exactly, yeah. APC looks like he's a little off pace, but trying to gather it up right now. So he, one of our fast guys, of course. He's really hard to beat. He's really hard to hang with, and he seems to always pull the rabbit out of the hat. Like, he always seems to, like, he may look like he's slow, but now next thing you know, he's in the top 3.
Yeah, no, yeah. APC and SlinkySam, you know, those guys are always right there going at it with each other. They have a good camaraderie and competitive nature where they've actually came down to where they tied in the same thousandths of a second one time, and we had to do like almost a coin toss to figure out who actually won.
Yeah, those two always do seem to be right there with each other. They have a very similar pace. Yeah. Waffles is down in the woods right now. Some really rough terrain.
Yeah, we'll tab over there. We're on this Michael Farley here. We'll go and see what Waffles is in the mud, and B George has caught up to him.
Right on.
So 15 seconds of corrected time for B George, and Waffles is taking a mud bath.
Flopped it. I think B George gonna give him a space here so he doesn't.
I think he knows like there's no good way past him right now. Might as well let him work it out. And play smart, because
he knows he's got him on corrected time because he's already got his back bumper. So.
Yeah, already got 15 seconds on him. But then now, while those guys weren't moving, 15 seconds behind is Jaxon Kunkel, also taking a mud bath.
Fast guy Jaxon Kunkel from AccuBuilt makes some amazing stuff. The guy is fast on the sim and good at what he does in real life too.
Oh heck yeah! And here comes Mr. LAPC to the party. They're having a spot aid.
You know, I find it. So we've got a good group of cars running tonight. We have some Grollos, of course, which is the fan favorite. It seems to be. We have the old trusty Truggy, which is like the OG of this.
Yep.
We have Twisted in the UFO, which is probably my ultimate favorite car in the game. He sticks with that UFO and he's really good in it. And then you have.
I think Twisted wants a UFO. Honestly, like that's my guess. Is like I think he's like, I'm gonna practice in the car I want to buy, and I think that guy, like he's gonna come onto the scene at some point for sure.
That would be amazing. I'd like to see him in a real race car. Yeah, of course. We have the young gunner, the rookie Michael Farley, who's been putting on a heck of a show this season. I expect some big things out of him. He's his brother Scott races a real car in a 4800, and rumor is he'll be in a 4900 car here pretty soon too. So he sold his stock car to get into the 4900 class. So the Cherokee is gone, but you're going to see a lot of stuff out of the Farley family in real racing and on the sim, which is pretty cool.
Nice. Heck yeah. It's always good to hear. I love it when people go out on their own and start an off-road company and it works out well, because it's not an easy thing to do. You can't fake it. You got to be legit. It's the only way.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to jump up to B. George. Looks like he's tangled up in the woods. He may have fallen off a trail down a hill, possibly. That's what it looks like. So it looks like he's back up on trail now. He may have lost a few body panels, just shedding some weight.
That can definitely happen on this track for sure. There's plenty of places where you can fall into a place that maybe you can't get out of or won't come back from. I just tabbed up to our leader, Dustin Girding, alien badge, veteran racer, but been away for a long time. Chose the Grulo tonight. Good choice. I mean, this track was meant to punish the Grulo, but it seems to me like it prevails.
Yeah, I think the Gorilla is a good pick, overall pick, for this particular track. This, and I don't know if the viewers know this, but they were not allowed to pre-run this course, nothing. So they're running it completely blind. So you got to pick a vehicle you can trust, that you have the seat time in, or that you could put the abuse to it, no matter what comes at you. So the Gorilla probably was the better choice for a lot of people on this track.
Well, it is a genetically superior vehicle for sure.
It definitely seems to hold up a lot better than some of the others. Now you can break it, but it takes a pretty good hit. It will keep going. We got them kicked down a little bit in power, so they're they're kind of balances out in power with the other vehicles, but they still rip.
Yeah, it's also a lot about geometry, right? You can have the best parts in the world, but if your geometry is not right,
Yes.
It's the guys who get the geometry right. I mean, I'm into mountain biking, and the millimeters can be considered absurd, and so you can only imagine how much room there is on the table for Ultra 4 chassis designs and things like that, and some of them just seem to work better than others.
That I had a good conversation with an Ultra 4 driver recently about going into the stock class in racing, and a lot of people would choose the Cherokee as their starting point because it's just a really good rig right out of the box. But to get them to really perform for Ultra 4 racing, there is a lot of things you have to change to get the geometry better to actually be able to be a really good car to race.
For sure. And then it's not all the car too. There's also a driver right now where watching Jaeger come down, who he just caught his right front corner in a hole, but it's a gnarly hole. You'll see the difference in driving styles from the guys who are young Chargers, seasoned veterans. Like you'll see different driving styles as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. You just showed that him dropping off in that hole, and that just swallowed a 40-inch tire like it was nothing.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do to prevent that either, because you can't see that hole. Like, you don't know it's there. It's just driving by braille, and when it catches you, it catches hard.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, I think we'll see a lot of it tonight, and I'm kind of watching some of it with some of the racers, but we call it the bulkhead boomerang, where they just smack that front bulkhead off a rock and it bounces them backwards, 5 or 10 feet, which is just, it's annoying as a racer when that happens, because you're like, well, where did that come from?
Oh yeah, brought to you by the American Dental Association.
Yeah, in real life, you're going to be losing some teeth on that head, if not biting your tongue off.
Oh gosh, I can imagine. And that was one of the things that we've broken that down and explained it here, that it's a simulator. It's the best it can be. It's not perfect, but the interesting thing is the same cream always rises to the top. So.
Yeah. What I do like about this, though, being a BeamMG supported product, is that they constantly are trying to improve it for everybody, to make it, not just for us in Ultra 4, but and the sim all the way around. You can go out and race, drag cars. You can go rock crawling. You can go run the streets, and it's a lot of fun.
You can also pit the best drivers in the world on the hardest track possible, and we got 3 cars within visibility of each other on course right now. It's pretty cool. I guess the 15-second start has something to do with that, but still, usually by this point in the race, people are really starting to stretch it out, and we still have cars close battles. To me, that's what makes it fun. I mean, nobody wants to go run time trials by themselves on the internet. You wanna see some dust. You want to see, the next guy in front of you, something to chase.
You got Jaxon and it looks like Farley on top of each other, coming up a ledge right now.
Yeah, we're watching Jaxon work through the crack that Farley just went up. It looks like there is a bypass line to the right, but it's off limits, so it's forcing them to go through that little rock obstacle. And I bet you
we're not in the.
There's a VCP in there.
That must be the stock class bypass right there that they're not allowed to use in this class. So
we'll tab up and check on Mr. APC here. His car's a little bit rough shape, as to be expected on this track, so we're gonna hit the insert button and fix it for our visual pleasure.
Dustin just came off a nasty ledge and flopped it.
Oh no! Let's tab up to our leader right now and see how he's doing.
Yeah, he's all sorts of messed up here. He looks like he's got her back over, but he's with the winch and he's running back down the hill. But
moving again.
Yeah, there's that bulkhead boomerang we just talked about. He just had one.
Right, and so I have not hit the reset button on Dustin Girding's car yet, and it still looks pretty dang good. He has full right side body panels and full left, only a windshield frame flopping, indicating that Dustin is driving very clean.
So I've known Dustin for a long time, been a good friend. I actually sponsor part of his racing program in real life.
Nice.
He does, like I said, he has a tube chassis bouncer, rock bouncer for UTV. He's probably one of the fastest guys in the country. He's pretty quick.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's really good. But racing in a whole, like he is a very he's smart about it. He's very methodic and he lays out what he's doing. Like he knows how hard he needs to push somewhere or where it's going to tear it up. So if you watch him for a while, and I've been watching him for a while, but not just outside this race, but he tries to play it pretty safe but being fast. And I don't know how he does it, where he finds that balance of being fast and safe at the same time. He just took another flop right there, and I was giving him props. But
well, so if you're a Rekles Racing member, you'll notice in the Discord there's different icons next to people's names, and Dustin has one with a picture of an alien on it, and right now he's showing us why, because he hasn't raced with us in quite some time. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like we're the only show around, but I'm assuming if he hasn't been racing with us, he hasn't been racing Ultra 4, and he's coming in here, took top qualifier, and even though his car's been upside down a few times, still maintaining physical lead.
Yeah, it's his. If you watch the tumbles he's taken, I mean, the one he just took down the hill off that ledge, it was very slow and it was very controlled, and he saved it right away. So like he's doing something right.
Well, and so we have on the bottom of our screen here gas and brake control. What I'm seeing is a lot of clutch on his, which I'm kind of confused by that, but it could be a beam thing. I know I have mapped a clutch to my simulator several times, mostly for iRacing, but maybe there's a trick to that. Like he could be actually using the clutch here. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's just the auto clutch setting he has set. Maybe that's what we're seeing. But yeah, it's a lot of tapping the throttle, just keeping his momentum up, but trying to keep the traction, keep the wheels connected to the ground as well. So that's a rock bouncer trick right there, where you're on and off the throttle a lot, just to kind of pad the throttle to keep the momentum, but also slow it down enough to grab traction. And you see him doing that a lot right here.
Absolutely, it's I have a little bit of, kind of grew up in the boating community as well, with like V-Drive power boats and stuff like that, where when the prop comes out of the water, you have to get off the throttle, and you see that with a lot of the boat guys, a lot of the rock bouncer guys, really good throttle control.
Yeah. I'm on board right now with APC. He looks like he's taking it pretty easy. I think he's had a rough start, and I think he knows it, and he's trying to preserve the car a little bit here.
I'm gonna take a little zoom out and see where everyone's on track. This Tillamook is a really cool track, but there's so many trees, so many rocks that the LODs have to be set kind of low, and so we can't get a really good wide view. But I can sort of zoom out and see where people are physically on track right now. And try to calculate what kind of breathing room Dustin has right now.
This is a really cool, like, kind of like an East Coast map where, you got some big slick rock, you got a lot of dirt, a lot of trees. Like, it may not be an East Coast map, but it does resemble one.
This definitely gives me an East Coast vibe, I would say.
Yeah.
We've had several maps built off of East Coast America BeamNG, and this is a custom height map, but I definitely get that vibe from it, as a lot of it was carried over. Because you can exaggerate the height of maps, and
Yeah, I'm watching our pro
this one
racer.
definitely has elevation change.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. I'm watching our pro racer Waffles right now.
That's
climbing up a nice little climb.
Are you seeing Waffles as physical second right now? Because as I'm zooming out, it seems to be.
No, I'm tabbed onto his vehicle right now, just kind of watching him methodically work up a hill. Like, he's got real good control coming up the hill.
But
with,
I'm popping down and checking on Dustin Girding, working down a really technical obstacle.
That's not good.
And potentially falling off a cliff, but using ninja-like reflexes to hook that stump,
That
pivot
tree
back
stump.
around onto course, and save a nasty rollover right there. Yeah,
that tree stump saved him.
Dustin showing why he got top qualifier on a sight unseen course and is still holding on to a strong physical lead.
We have my unofficial stopwatch here to see how far behind Waffles is.
Yeah,
Dustin crossing through there at 8:38 p.m. Central Time. So
Yeah.
we'll see about how many minutes Waffles is behind him.
I'm gonna say Dustin has not lost any time corrected, and his car still looks beautiful. So, definitely running pretty good. I don't want to say it because I want to jinx him or anything, but Dustin,
Right. We don't want to be that guy. Yeah.
Dustin's doing a great job.
Yeah, for being gone for so long and then popping back in and like, hey guys, I want to race tonight, and out of nowhere, and then him getting honors to get back into race server 1 right off the bat.
So of course, anyone who has the alien badge on the Rekles Racing Discord, I'm not saying they're special, but they are. Like, you get.
Gotcha. Yeah, they're not human, so yeah, that's how fast they are. That's how good they race. Yeah.
They're just people that are doing it for the right reason usually.
Oh wow, this map is crazy. Like, Waffles is in a section right now with tree stumps that are in the middle of the trail that are cut off.
Yeah.
And it looks like Waffles is finding some of Dustin's body panels he left behind for him as a gift. So.
Yeah. So considering this is Tillamook, and I know everyone's car is going to be completely thrashed, I'm just going to tab through the field right now and repair their vehicles. That way we don't have to watch cars driving without tires. So the physical damage of the cars will not reflect their actual state right now, but they usually revert back to it pretty quick. And we're back on board as your physical leader, top qualifier, Dustin Girding. Getting hung up on a stump, but very quickly putting it in reverse and getting out of there in the momentum going forward again.
Waffles did not take the same tumble that Dustin did down that hill where we were timing him at. So we have Dustin Girding coming through there at 8:38 p.m. and we have Waffles coming in at 8:42. So we have roughly a 4-minute gap unofficial.
4 minute?
Yeah, that's so Dustin came through at 8:38 p.m. I don't know what how many seconds in there, but when they got to that's kind of when Dustin hit. I looked at the clock, it was 8:38, but it did turn 8:39 pretty quick.
Right, and then
so
if
we
you
have a 3 to
calculate
4
the
minute.
15-second corrected time, that's pretty big.
Yeah, I mean, so roughly I would say we can safely say there's a 3-minute gap right now. But that all could be adjusted. All could change with a trail repair or pit repair or anything like that. So that's one way. If you run a clean race and you run a decent pace, you have a good chance of winning this race. But I don't see these guys. I don't see anybody not at least having a pit repair. This is a tough course.
If anyone runs this clean, I don't even want to say like what. No way. Like, no way is an Ultra 4 car going to run this clean tonight. If they do.
Oh.
And right now we got
George
George going for a pass on Waffles. And if he plays it smart right here, he will crawl right up through there and get it done. He's holding off for a second, being a gentleman, saying, hey, Waffles, you know, if you can make it, go, buddy. But I think George's in a position right now to make a clean pass on Waffles.
Yeah, he just took it. I think he gave Waffles a chance.
That was a lot of respect to another driver right there to not just shoot it and potentially fall on top of him.
I wonder what kind of conversation they just had right there, because it did look like B. George had stopped and asked him something.
George totally paused as a gentleman right there. He could have just shot it, but potentially fallen down on top of Waffles, and it is the responsibility of the overtaking car to make the pass clean. So that was... He's read the rules. He knows them. Like that. That's impressive.
Yeah, he didn't go lay a bumper on him and, you know, push him out of the way, or, you know, roll his car down on top of him, which that does happen quite a bit. But
he had a clean line, but he knew there was a chance that he might tumble down on top of the current leading car, and that would potentially cause both of you guys to get stuck together, trail repairs, you know, things like that. So it's that was a really good call, showing that's like true professional patience right there.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. I still like the way Waffles is driving right now. Like he's just pushing up through everything, taking his time. He's not overdriving the car. His line choices, like back there we saw B. George make fast, may not have been the greatest line choice, but he still ends up making it. So he's still has a clean run going here that I can tell.
Yeah, Waffles always a solid contender. I mean, the guy is a veteran, early fast guy, early alien. Waffles is always in contention, and a hell of a good guy. He helps us out with a lot of things around here. He keeps the lights on, the floors clean, stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, he's like the manager of the custodians.
Yeah. Well, Driver still has, like, Driver's the original, you know, like homie that really came in and was willing to volunteer to help out every race no matter what. And we always knew that Driver was going to show up to every race. And I bet you if there is a like race counter, it's probably SlinkySam and Driver tied for something that's 50% higher than everybody else.
Like the Cal Ripken Juniors of Rekles.
Of attendance, yeah. Those guys have been to almost every race since the beginning.
Yeah, I'm on board right now with Twisted, watching him push his UFO through, and looks like he's got it under control pretty good. He's not no blistering fast pace by any means, but he's looks very controlled. He's keeping the car on all four the best he can, and he's makes some good climbs with it, so he's definitely putting the UFO through its paces.
Well, Twisted's one of those guys that owns his own car, and you know, most of the people in here either have some kind of off-road experience, have their own cars, maybe they race, maybe they're super high-level professional racers. Like they're all in here. Twisted's one of them guys that he owns his own. Let's watch his recovery right here. So he owns his own car. He doesn't have a full-time race team. Like he doesn't have guys that you know, fix his car for him, but he has a car, and so he knows like all the pain that I inflict on my car, I'm gonna have to address later. and that's what makes the best drivers, is because some drivers get too caught up in their head while others get absorbed by the car. And if you can maintain a balance between the two, being in your head enough to stay strategic but being in the car enough to not hurt it, that's how you win championships. And Twisted is always a contender for a championship win.
You know, it's fun that we get to do this and be a part of Rekles and watch new members come in to think they can race and contend with some of these guys that we see in this server right now. A lot of these guys come in, they mindset of this is a game, so I'm going to treat it as a game. So they drive it like a game instead of a simulator.
Yeah.
And then you got guys like you just mentioned that actually do this in real life, that come in and say, okay, that's going to tear up a car if I do that, or you know whatnot. And they drive quite a bit differently. And you see those guys grabbing podiums or staying at the top of the points a lot more than you do others with a different mindset.
And speaking of which, So I went around and took a bunch of screenshots of this map for an intro video that we just watched earlier, and I missed this whole trail that Michael Farley just dropped into. So this trail that Michael Farley just dropped into is one that when I flew up it, I knew was absolutely going to be a downhill only trail, and it turns out it is. But this trail is like this descent, if you don't have front dig and a handbrake, good luck, my friend. Like, this is
yeah, Michael is doing a great job. I mean, yeah, he is putting it up on the nose quite a bit, but luckily he's got a little bit of a stinger there. But he's arguably and probably what some would say probably one of not the stoutest car on track. Like, this car is known for you know, repeated brakes in the front end, being a solid axle, mainly braking steering components. And he is surely showing us right now how he's saving the car and keeping it together to keep up with, I mean, almost the whole field is IFS but him. He's like the only solid axle guy.
absolutely, he's our solid axle soldier right now, holding it down.
That was a crazy save he just had. I don't know how he was.
But
how he
Michael
just pulled up.
Farley, you know, I mean, he shares DNA with Scott Farley, and you know, like, so
One of the fastest 4,800 solid axle guys on the planet right now.
yeah. And you know, just because Scott's not here right now in server 1 doesn't mean he couldn't be. It's just he's, you know, he's doing other stuff, and it's understandable. A lot of these guys are, even Jaxon, we're lucky Jaxon showed up tonight, because Jackson's very busy building some really nice race cars and rock crawlers.
Yeah. I'm glad that we got to know him recently, and we got to know what he does, and like he does some crazy stuff. I wish I had half the talent that guy has forgotten.
Oh yeah, well, it's just something like,
Oh, there we go. You were just talking about that front dig. Michael Farley just did it. He just put front dig.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I get to run later in the handicap, like, admin race, and my car is front dig, and I use it. I don't have it mapped to a button, so I take my hand off the wheel, I click it with the mouse, because that's only fair to me. Like, you can't be slapping Xbox buttons here. Like, you got to take your hand off the wheel if you want to put it in front dig, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if he.
Oh no, Dustin Girding. This is our. I'm gonna fix this car. No, sorry, that's APC and Jaeger.
Oh no!
Have caught up to each other,
Oh,
and
no.
we just lost Jaeger, our consistent veteran that says, like, man, you don't have to be fast, you just have to drive good all the time. Just fell off a cliff. That is unfortunate. But we also have Mr. Baja Fast APC right here, who is not necessarily a rock crawling or Ultra 4 background driver, but is going to use the throttle to work his way right up an obstacle.
Here's a little bit for the split. Twisted just came through that section. We were timing Waffles and Dustin, and so that you got Dustin coming in around at 8:39 p.m. and you got Twisted just came through at 8:51. And there is, I believe that was who's in the blue Gurlo? AccuBuilt Gurlo?
Blue AccuBuilt is Jaeger.
He's just trying to climb back up the hill right there where Twisted's at. So they're in the same area right now.
Yeah, so Jaeger and Jaxon are collaborative on AccuBuilt.
Oh, okay.
So they, you know, Jaeger is the senior father of Jaxon, and Jaeger has provided a space for Jaxon to start AccuBuilt, and is super busy, and they're doing really well. They're doing a race at the end of the month too. That is, like, I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out.
B. George is behind Michael Farley right now, and Waffles. They're all gathered up on top of each other pretty much right here.
That's what I'm seeing. Everybody's still in the fight. I'm gonna turn name tags on and back up here for a second, just to get kind of a feel of where everybody's at. I see 3 name tags right next to each other.
Yeah, I got B. George. I got we got Farley, and we have Waffles all sitting on top of each other. And this is a nasty looking rock section. A lot of off camber stuff. Yeah.
I really wish those
yeah.
name tags had the actual driver's name on it. As we see, I see a Grulo that is in a
Yeah, we have
position that one of my friends in real life actually did similar something to this, and they were okay. But
Who is that?
yeah, I think we're looking at our physical leader right now. Oh. No, what did I do?
Oh.
Yep, that's
Oh,
our
no.
physical leader right now, upside down on his lid.
Oh, too much power in the winch.
Unfortunate little tumble. I'm curious to see how far off course he is. I don't know if he tumbled from the bottom back up to here.
Oh man, it looks like he lost the whatever minutes ahead he had. He looks like he just lost them.
Well, he was so far ahead of everybody else that I couldn't even really tell on course.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what may or may not be around him. But I believe that we just had some of our other drivers come up through the section and he's reclimbing right
This
now.
is a really hard track to tell where people are on, but what I'm seeing is the next person physically behind Dustin, who just took an unfortunate tumble, is Waffles, and right behind Waffles is Michael Farley, and right behind Michael Farley is B. George.
Yeah, it looks like Dustin's got a little anger in him now, taking that tumble. He's
Yeah,
romping on her pretty good coming back up the hill. I think he's trying to gain that time back. Luckily, he's pre-run this section already before he fell off of it, so he kind of knows what to look forward to. But
yeah.
I wonder where he went off at. Like, maybe right here or something. Could have been.
It is a good time to watch the pro guys is when they're in this mode right now. So Dustin had a comfortable lead. He's used to that. I know the feeling, like, where you come into an event, you know, like, you got this, and then everything's working out just like you planned, and then all of a sudden something bad happens. This is where we see driver character come out, is right now, where it's like, when, like, you had this, you know you had it, and now something happened where you're back in the race, and that can be like a cold shower once you've settled into a comfort zone.
I know it happens to me all the time. I think I'm doing really good. I got a good pace going, and I'll be making a nice climb, and it feels like it's going great. And then, like, I didn't keep the suspension loaded properly or something on the climb, and it takes a weird bounce, and I go tumbling right back down.
Right.
So it happens to all of us.
Yeah, and now we're seeing Dustin right now putting the throttle down. Like, we're going to see a lot more green, a lot less brake, because he lost that cushion. But the issue is that's where the trail repairs come in, is when you start pushing a little too much.
Yeah, I'd like to see where they are. You know, it'd be nice to know where they're at as far as, like, who's pitted, had to take a trail repair and had to take a serious, make a serious fix, on the trail. But
this is a really tough sport to follow, for sure. We're doing the best we can, and I know the technology is going to evolve, but right now, it's just up to us to figure out where they're at.
yeah, you can, and it doesn't matter who it is on the course right now. Everybody has struggling in these areas. Some of these trails are just nasty.
Yeah, there's nothing
I've seen so far.
Nothing good about them. Like, they're meant to be bad. Like, that's why we use trailers and we don't drive the car from the trail to home. Like, it's because we didn't take the car out to drive a nice road. We took the car out to drive the worst road.
Right. We didn't plan to bring it back in one piece.
Yeah, it says the Nürburgring. You don't drive it there and back. You know, like, some people have, though. One of the first years I went to King of the Hammers, there was a guy that drove his car down from Canada, raced it, and drove it back.
If I'm looking at this right, it looks like Waffles has gained a ton of time back on Dustin. I think Waffles is probably only like maybe a minute and a half behind him right now.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it sounds like Bradley is right behind Waffles. So it looks like there are two people behind Waffles. So Let me see here if I can find out who's who.
So yeah, we got George and Michael Farley bumper to bumper. Jaxon Kunkel slightly ahead. No, let me recheck
Bradley's
here.
looking for his line. If I know Bradley, he's looking for the line to make the pass. I think Farley's gonna try to pull out of the way.
APC's fighting with the trees.
Oh, Bradley went for it and it didn't work out.
So I mean, this trail is amazing. Like, really, I don't know the person who actually made this map, but I give a big tip of the hat to. This is
this doesn't look like it'd be easy in a custom built, a purpose built crawler. Like this looks like it could be pretty rough.
Yeah, I have a very heavily biased rock crawler Toyota, and I don't even think I would say it would do good at this. And they just took Ultra 4 cars through there.
I'm checking out Michael Farley here. It looks like he may have something wrong in the front end of his car. He's struggling a little bit of climb here. He's on a corner. I'm just watching this B. George and Farley entertainment right now, and it looks like possibly Michael Farley might be broken.
Oh,
I think
that would be.
I think he's trying to find a way out of the way. Yeah, he just let Bradley go on by. So yeah, he pulled right back out behind him, trying to make this climb. So
where?
On my screen, it shows he have broken front end. It looks like he has no front pole, but that also could be desync. It looks like he just took a reset. Yeah.
Man, so that's a heartbreaker for Michael because
no, he didn't take a reset. Sorry, I spoke too soon.
Well, it's really hard to tell, watching it in the third person like this. We're not actually seeing what their cars are doing. We're just getting kind of a playback version of it. But I know Michael's car, his whole car is built towards just driving technical, smart, and not breaking it. And it paid off. It's paying off in spades on these technical courses. It was a bit of a challenge on some of the desert tracks where there's 80-mile-an-hour gotchas in a solid axle car.
Yeah, it looks like most of the field's only behind Dustin by a few minutes now because of that tumble he took, because everybody's coming up through that section. Bradley just came up and Michael just came up, so we have Jackson's coming up it right now. He just got behind just saved it from taking a flop, but he's right behind Farley as well, but he's off in a bad position off the side of the hill now. Let's see if he can get his way out of that.
I see Dustin Girding kicking up some dust, getting through a little log section. I'm gonna zoom out and try to see where
he's still on the gas.
The next name tag behind him is. Not close by any means. I mean, Dustin has, no matter what, a lot of breathing room right now, which is not something you ever want to give an alien. Dude, if you give an alien breathing room, they will inhabit your planet. And that's exactly what's happening to Waffles right now, because he's in physical second, working through those same logs in the mud. You can see how deep the tires are sinking into the mud. We don't have terrain deformation in BeamNG yet, but we do have displacement where the tires can sink into the ground and give you a similar feeling. And Waffles working through the mud, working through the rocks. And he's going to see if he can close some of the gap on Dustin, but there is a lot of it to chew on.
Well, maybe a lot of people can see it right now on the live here, but we do have brake thermals, so you will lose brakes. If you use them too much, you'll fade them out. You'll lose them.
Right. There are a lot of telemetries that we don't have turned on right now, but yeah, there are a lot of data.
I know we have tire thermal that's getting ready to possibly, after enough testing, maybe we'll get tire thermals where it actually wears, that will be kind of hitting soon, where the tires will be wearing out and going bald, and they get more sticky if you heat them up on the rocks and stuff like that. So we might be seeing that soon, which that'd be a whole new dynamic for a lot of these racers is, my tires go away in one lap. because you're just nonstop gas.
Physical race lead, doing a node grab recovery, very smooth, not damaging the car in the process, but still losing a little bit of time, but also not wasting any, getting back on all fours, moving forward.
As a racer, Jeremy, how many times have you accidentally done that? Like you no grabbed it the wrong way and just destroyed something.
So you have to treat node grabbing like medical practice, and the credo should be do no harm, and it doesn't always work out that way. But what you're talking about earlier with tire thermals, so actually I have a funny story about that. I took the BeamNG developers, including the owner of BeamNG, out to back door at King of the Hammers 2026, and we were hanging out there, and it was really quiet because it was right after the cops came out and busted everybody, and there really wasn't much going on, which is nice because the traffic wasn't bad going out there. But then all of a sudden some people started showing up, and you had some pretty badass rigs showing up, beating on the hill. Nobody's making it, and then out of nowhere, some slightly almost finished car pulls up, puts his front tires up on the obstacle, throws it in front dig, burns off the tires, gets the front tires up to temperature, shifts gears, settles it down, squares up on the obstacle, backs up, hits it, puts on a smoke show, heats up the tires, and climbs out the top. And I was standing right there with the BeamNG developers, and we were screaming at each other, tire thermals. and I was like, yes, tire thermals. Then I said tire thermals, they said tire thermals. Like, yes, fucking tire thermals. Like, it means a lot. Like, tire thermals are huge. It will be. And Dustin's doing it right now.
I think it's going to be.
Dustin's expecting his tires to be like 50% hotter than they are, but he's still managing to work his way out the top of that big rock obstacle.
Yeah, we I think as racers, it's going to be an awesome dynamic once that we finally get that implemented and it's tested and it works like it's supposed to. The tire thermals and tires going away and going bald is going to be amazing, because you're going to see a lot of racers have to change their driving habits or driving styles in the sim, because now I got to now I have to worry about flats. I got to worry about just tearing the tires off like Lauren Healy did and Paul Wolf in KOH 2026,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we saw tires get tore up really bad at King of the Hammers this year. It was brutal. But what I was referring to is the traction. So like, as your tires get warm, the traction increases. You can cook them to a point where your traction decreases, but any savvy real world racer, they don't need a tire temperature gauge. They just know that I drive the car this hard, it hooks up better. If I push harder, it hooks up less, and they learn how to manage those tire thermals where they actually heat the tires up in a non-asphalt racing environment to the point where it's giving them like the sticky, grippy advantage without overcooking them is the balance.
Yeah, I'm watching Dustin here in this section. He popped up really easy earlier. I'm wondering if he doesn't have a tire issue right now, because he's not just going right up it. He's a lot of throttle. He's trying to get the wheel speed up and trying to get it to grab a hold of something.
I would not be surprised if Dustin has 0 resets and maybe not all 4 tires.
Yeah, it looks like he's lining up a shot to bounce this hill now. I bet he has a down tire right now.
His car just fixed right there. He's going to be frozen for 10 seconds. He just took a trail repair. But he's going to use that trail repair to launch this obstacle with a fresh car. So,
yeah, see, he just clawed right up there.
Exactly.
So he definitely had something wrong.
Yep. He just needed a new pair of shoes, and I guarantee you he is not going to be the only person to push that button tonight. So if that was his first and only time, he is definitely still very solid in the hunt.
Yeah. Jump back here. Oh, APC making a climb. This car looks pretty solid yet still. Looks like it's handling like it's supposed to. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of these racers in the sim are going for if you look at their tunes, which is I'm a big tune guy. A lot of these guys are going for low center of gravity cars, like something you wouldn't actually think would ever work. But these guys are just. If
Well,
it was a real car, they wouldn't have a skid plate left at the end of the race.
so there's a couple ways
no
to
way.
do internet racing, and I only want to talk about one. Is I think we need to try to make internet racing as close to realistic as possible. Like that's kind of my take on it. I mean, if you want to play Xbox, but we want to try to make it as real as possible. And it's really hard to do if the driving styles don't match. So it's tough to, to kind of keep it together.
I could check on our friend Waffles. See how he's doing, old Ty Graham. He's climbing real good up this section, so this car must be in pretty good shape.
Well, so someone is either an OG veteran or some kind of a ninja if they choose the truggy. Because
it's not one I don't know if I've ever picked it on purpose for a race.
I wanted to like it for a really long time. So back in the old days, we had 3 cars. We had the Ibex, the UFO, and the Truggy. That was it. And the Truggy was kind of outlawed because it was too good, sort of like the Mason, and but then it kind of got nerfed back into contention to where we can run it. But the guys that used to run this car and remember it when it was in its full ninja youth can still identify that nimble nature that it has and take advantage of it.
I think it's a really well laid out platform. It's just crazy because it's one of an earlier mod from one of our modders, but it just seems to work so good. My biggest complaint about it is the engine noises.
Yeah, I was called it the shop vac. I built houses for years, so like new homes and stuff, and I ran a lot of shop vacs in my life, and it reminded me of that. And I was like, I need to hear RPM, like my ears need to tell my foot what to do, and if it's just like a drone sound, my foot doesn't know what to do. So.
If I was betting, Waffles was just now hitting that section that Dustin was just in. I was struggling in earlier. Dustin took the reset. I'd say Waffles is probably a good 3 minutes still behind Dustin, but who knows on resets and time, the adjusted time right now. But
right, that's that same spot where the bypass was blocked off. And now, okay, so they're coming through here again. Waffle's gonna have to take a turnaround. Does happen. I mean, worst case scenario, you pirouette on a hill, drive it to the bottom. That's way better than tumbling. Turn around, get back up.
That's pretty much what he just did. He kind of took a weird bounce. It sent him pointed back the other direction. Now he's going to hit it again and try to make a run at it. It looks like he's really trying to jam his tires into this notch to try to make that climb. There he goes. He got the body where he wanted it.
Yeah, still pulls.
Lay it up there.
Just the way that
he slapped reverse works.
Yeah, it takes
slap reverse, set it back down.
Yeah. That throttle brake steering combination can pull the front end back. That was nice work by Waffles getting through there.
But the easier line right through there is good. He remembered that from the lap before, of course. So a lot of these guys pay a lot of attention to what they're doing. Like, hey, that worked the first time. I'm going to do it again. Even if the other line may have been easier, they knew it worked the last lap, so they're going to hit it again the same way.
Yeah, because in a race where there's no pre-running, but you repeat the same lap twice, I mean, there you go. But it takes a veteran driver to be able to remember that and recall that, to where, if you're so consumed just by driving the car, your navigation skills kind of slide to where these guys don't have co-pilot. They're, even if it's a 2-seater car, they're still doing it all.
And it don't necessarily even, it doesn't show on my screen, but I don't even show that the map is, if you run the map, you don't have the trails on there either.
Right.
So, I mean, they didn't get the pre-run, so they didn't get to use the Lawrence app, which we have that, where they can actually go pre-run and mark, like in real life, they can mark their trails, but even the map that is provided to you through the game, there's no trails listed on it yet either, which I'm sure in the future we'll have that done, but they don't know what's coming next.
Oh yeah, it's kind of the Wild West right now, to where literally everything that you're seeing isn't supposed to exist. Like, this isn't supposed to be here. It's all been, third-party modders coming together, building community, making it all high-end, where we have high-end vehicles and servers that work 90% of the time.
Yeah, well, not. I mean, I like where you're hitting on that. We also now, like this map right here, we have a high-end map that's, and we have several of these, but this map is, I'm excited to actually run this map. Like, this is a very challenging map. I know that I'm not coming out here without any resets, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to try it.
Right. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that. I'm going to run later tonight, where I usually take a little slower approach to most of these guys and just put it in first person view and work my way through. Occasionally I'll get out of the car and look, and be like, I don't trust that ledge over there. I want to see what's over that hill. So pop out, take a look, then get back in the seat and try to drive down, and it's fun. You'll never wind up anywhere high in the points, but it's a fun experience to try to finish the course and do that.
Bradley's coming in for lap 3, it looks like right now. So, yep, he's going out for lap 3. So Bradley just started that. I want to try to jump ahead and see where Waffles and Dustin maybe.
Bradley, lap 3, lap 1, high-speed dirt section. These high-speed dirt sections have to be like a glass of water for these guys right now, to where it's like, oh man, I can finally like bounce around, get a feel for my car again, before you have to go back into the technical forest. And Bradley and Waffles definitely very close right now. I don't know why I'm seeing a Campbell car. Not sure what happened there.
Jaxon looks like, I popped over to Jaxon to check on him. Looks like he may have lost rear drive. Looks like he's only got front dig right now. So, but he looks like he's going downhill, so maybe be all right. But I think I just saw him. He was struggling getting up something.
It does seem like that car is having a hard time going forward, and he's frozen right now. His car looks.
It looks like he may just took a reset for that possible problem.
I don't know if that was 10 seconds or not, but it did seem like he paused, and his car looks really good. Hard to say. Unfortunate for Jaxon, he's definitely a contender in every one of these races. That Truggy is a tough choice, though. Like, I mean, it is a tough car.
This looks like a full throttle assault. So maybe he still has that rear end problem. He's just beating the crap out of it, trying to get. It looks like a front dig, and he's trying to climb this hill. I see a lot of steering input, so I'm a firm believer that he may have lost something in the rear end, or he may have a flat tire in the rear, or something. Yeah. He's got a lot of fishtail back and forth in the front end. So yeah, okay. I'm back on board with the leader to see how Dustin's doing. Oh, he's just bouncing up through the rocks.
Nice. APC's working his way down, keeping the front end pointed downhill. Doing good. Oh, what's unfortunate?
Oh, it's like Twisted.
Twisted's having to do a recovery. Jaeger also having a recovery. B. George is nipping on Waffles' tail. Is he?
Bradley might be the one that surprises us here.
Yeah.
Bradley, I don't know if he has any repairs. We've seen him take a repair or not, but he's one of those guys that will sneak his way through without a repair a lot of times. And we're like, how did you do that?
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen him take one. I have reset his car a few times just for a visual, sanity, but he has caught up to Waffles, who is, I believe, physical second, struggling with the holes in these rocks are so deep that you have to keep your tires on the technical line. But race cars are designed to have pop, and poppy cars don't like to stay on the technical line, so it's a tough battle.
I just watched Dustin come up through a rock section that a hole could have swallowed his car, and he was able to somehow keep it on the top and not down in the hole. So
Dustin,
it looks like he's backed up his pace a little bit. So that repair may have settled him in a little bit. He thinks he got his time back. He's trying to run it conservative now.
So Dustin must be the guy that turned into a Campbell car on our screen, which is really weird. You know, you can't.
Yeah,
You can't predict
no,
that.
that's
I don't know.
you and I may have some desync, but I'm showing. Well,
Where-
I have a.
Oh, I found Dustin. I
don't have
found
a-
Dustin. So who's in a Campbell car?
Okay. I do have a queue that showed up. Let's
Okay.
see, who did
Good. I'm
we-
glad Dustin's not.
Oh,
in a
we had
Campbell car.
guests. We did have a guest join us.
Okay.
42, 85, 386.
All right. Well, hard to tell without names, as we're. But anyways,
Let's see here. We have FF Designs is in right now. I don't remember him. So
might have been, you know, a new member accidentally logging in the wrong one. Waffles is working his
Well,
way.
he's-
There's a lot of
he's
pinches
moving-
on this track that really suck the IFS cars into these notches to where it wants to pull the front end up. And so the key is to keep your momentum, but once you lose it, you have to figure out how to get it back.
yeah, especially when you're in a climb like that, you gotta, you want to hold some upper momentum. It looks like Dustin's about ready to finish the race right now.
No kidding.
So
Man, Dustin on a tear.
yeah,
Top
there we go.
qualifier, physical lead.
Yeah, he
Finished the
finished
race.
with a 104.49 and with one trail. So pretty clean race considering how nasty this course is.
Yeah, nice job, Dustin. And I would say on this map, if you only push that trail repair button one time, you're probably still in it. So that's cool. We still have other
I think-
servers racing
I think I do.
tonight, so we might not know exactly what the results are, but that was definitely a solid effort.
Yeah, that's a long map too. So that if he was at an hour 4 minutes, that's so we're,
Dude, he might have just fucking came back and KOM'd it. Like, that's pretty cool.
let's see how far back. So we got you're on Waffles right now. I'll tell him to check
Yeah,
on our,
we're
our
on
friend,
Waffles, which
B. George.
unless I'm mistaken, was physical second. It's so hard to tell without proper name tags, but
Yeah, let's see if we can find a split here for Waffles and Bradley. See how far out they are.
yeah, I'm seeing Waffles still about 100 yards in front of George physically. No ID on corrected. We have our leaderboard up there,
Yep.
but it seems to be
So
not going to.
Bradley is trying to looks like Bradley is pushing kind of hard because he's on the gas quite a bit. But I think he's trying to catch
yeah.
Waffles and make the pass.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been following Waffles for a while, and he's been very respectful. Like he's been a gentleman racer, knowing that like he doesn't necessarily want pressure on him right now. He just wants to get through this course as smooth as possible and save his car for that little push at the end. And if he has not hit the repair button, he is definitely in first place contention.
Looks like he's going to take an alternate line
He
just to see if he can get.
pretty aggressive turnaround, but he did not make up the time for it.
Look at that. He just stop before that little drop off. Make
Yeah,
sure
no,
he didn't-
he's pacing himself a lot right now. Like it honestly, like in a lot of the off-road races I've done, when dust isn't
Oh,
a
well,
factor,
you
it's
see
nice,
that line
it's
he
nice
did?
to follow somebody. Waffle shot way up to
That
the
line he
left.
just
George
shot.
is going down. So that was actually not even a line to take there. That's where a lot of the not being allowed to pre-run these races comes in right now, where it's not who has the most spare time and can go figure out all the lines. It's who makes the right decision on race day with their mental coin tosses. And Waffles went right, and
Oh.
George went left, which gave him the super clean pass. Now they're at another obstacle.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to make that hill or not. It looked like it was going to be a good climb for him, but
Yeah, that's.
I think if he bounces off that rock if Bradley bounces off that rock on the right, he might well get that front end to pop up over there.
Yeah, no matter which way you look at it, that's a tough climb. Both very experienced drivers not making it first try. You know,
Oh,
That
he just
means
did it. He
it's
just hit that
something.
rock. I think he'll take a flop.
yeah. And Dustin has already gone through this. Waffles is gonna get it done. make the pass back to where maybe a wrong lane choice earlier, but gets it back on the rock obstacles. Unfortunately, George taking a rollover. He's gonna have to node grab recover, but now he gets lane choice, which he can go either side he wants. Waffles made the left. He's gonna try that one.
Oh,
still not an easy obstacle.
He'll get it here in just a second.
Yeah,
it's Bradley George too.
Yeah, saw it.
He'll figure
Nice. Up the top. All right, and we're away.
Now he knows he's lost. He's lost a little bit of time on Waffles. You got to figure out how to get that time back. So.
Waffles got the physical spot back, but not by much. Like still right there.
Now they're bumper to bumper again.
Yeah.
Looks like Bradley's gonna sit here and watch him for a second and see if he can shoot a different line on him.
Oh yeah, that's what you do. You study. Yeah. See, like, my favorite thing in rock crawling was always to go first, because if I watched other people go, it'd mess me up. But if I could hit my line that I saw before anybody else touched it, I was good. But once somebody else dug it up, then it was like, oh shit! Like, damn, my line went away.
Yeah, they see that I used to follow rock bouncing real close and watch those guys hit hills and ledges, and you would watch a guy try a different line, but then they would sit there and rock. They would skate back and forth, left and right on an obstacle, and they would just do a big dig out and make a bad undercut up on something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bradley is trying awful hard here to try to figure out a way to get to Waffles and make a pass, and I think he's misjudging some of his shots here. So
both these guys are working hard though. It's not over.
No.
And a little bit of corrected time in between two.
What a climb on Bradley's part there. He shot up that slick rock and was able to layer it back over into the on top of a flat rock to get a spot, but looks like he took the wrong line there at the top.
These are some unbelievable rocks. Like, it almost reminds me of some Arizona stuff. Like that obstacle right there makes Backdoor look like a freaking skate park, you know, like.
Yeah, that is gnarly. Popped over here to check on our buddy Michael Farley, see how he's doing. Looks like he's making a good little climb, that solid axle rig. Just finessing it up through there.
Yeah, I'm glad to see a solid axle car in here. I'm glad Michael's doing well with it, because I love solid axle cars personally. They just fit my taste. But
looks like we're getting close for Waffles and B George to come to the finish. I think this is their last climb here, and they do a downhill section to the finish line.
All right. Oh, look at that ridge. Imminent death. If you bounce off the side. Waffles wiggling the wheel to keep it on all fours, or at least two.
Yeah, he's trying to play that notch a little bit, trying to get over that clear path.
It's so hard to do with IFS cars, because IFS cars rely on energy and forward momentum. They work great unless you lose that momentum, where like a live axle car with all the unsprung weight, you can have your tires parked and then move forward. These IFS cars they really love their momentum, and these technical rock obstacles, unfortunate situation. This is not good.
I hope that didn't kill everybody in the server there.
Yeah, well, there's a chance that it was only us and probably Waffles. So at this point, I'm going to end the broadcast right here and check in on the Rekles Racing Discord for the official results.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us this evening, watching the race. Hopefully we did a good job in explaining the best we could. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, YJ, really appreciate you coming on tonight. That was a big help.
I'm glad that you invited me. I'm glad to be here, and maybe we'll get to do this again sometime.
Heck yeah, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll see you.